Hey guys, welcome back to my shop. This is Marc LeBlanc. Today I'm going to do a product review not on this planer but rather on the trays that get attached or that you can buy separately. So I own this planer. I've had it for a couple of years now. It's a Dewalt DW735. I've seen this on a lot of woodworking videos, so I'm not the only one who owns this, and I keep seeing this available either on Amazon or other stores. So I know that this is a good seller, it's a popular tool, and I imagine that a lot of you already have this. So I've had this for a couple of years, but I recently bought the trays, and that's to address an issue that you always get with planers, which is snipe. And I want to see if this is actually going to help. Now, full disclosure here, I've bought these, they've been installed, but I haven't used this this tool ever since I bought the extension table. So I don't really know if this is going to work. So my intention today is to run this through a test and see if the money that I invested in these trays was actually worth it, or if you should avoid it. Let's check it out. So why don't we start by addressing what snipe is all about. So your planer, or a planer, has a base on which the wood is going to slide. Above that, you're going to find a roller with usually 3 cutters, and that cutter head is what actually cuts and planes the wood. On either side of the cutter head, you're going to find 2 rollers. 2 rubber rollers whose goal it is to stabilize the wood and move it forward. So these rollers are actually turning in this direction to push the wood out of the tool. Now, your piece of wood enters the planer, and as it goes through the cutter, it gets planed. A little bit of wood is being shaved off, and that's what what is coming out here is really nice, clean wood. Snipe happens when your piece of wood actually is only held down by one of the rollers, and at the very moment where it's only held by one of the rollers. So if I redraw this, right? So right now this piece of wood is being held only by this roller. And what happens is at the moment where it loses contact with the first roller, it has a tendency to jump a little bit higher. So it just moves in that direction, and that creates a little bit of an extra cut right where that jump happens. That little extra cut, that is snipe. So here's my plan. I've got 2 pieces of rough lumber. I believe it's cherry, I'm pretty sure it is, that are both of them 17 inches long and at least a little over an inch thick, so certainly 4/4 material, rough lumber, ideal for this test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the trays for the first test, run one of these boards through the tool and bring it down to about 7/8 of an inch thickness for the board itself, and then I'll reinstall the trays, and I will do the exact same test with the second board, and then we'll compare and see if there is reduced snipe and if the results are just as good. So let me get myself set up and then we'll get going. Alright, so I just finished the test and now it's time to take a look at the results. First thing I can tell you is I can see snipe on both boards. There is something there. And it's right about the same point, right over here, right over here. So right about the same point on both boards. This is the second one that I planned. So this is the one with the trays, this is the one without the trays. Now, with the eye, just looking at it, they kind of look the same, but when I'm passing my fingers over it, clearly this board has significantly more snipe than this one. It's actually pretty remarkable, the difference between the two. On the other side of the board, the snipe is not as visible and not as I can't see it and I can't feel it as much. But clearly, and I believe this is when the board was leaving. So this is as it's exiting, this is where the snipe becomes even more prevalent. But there is enough difference to really warrant, yeah, these trays are worth it. They're not going to eliminate snipe, but they really will make a difference. So take note. Hopefully this helps. If you like this video, click on that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd really like you to do that. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you as well. Take care, everybody.